The following segment is sponsored by Core Insurance Advisors. Steve Hordos joining us today. He's a licensed Medicare agent, and Mark Staffen, he's the owner of Core Insurance Advisors. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us today. We have a lot of questions. I want to get right to it. Steve, I want to ask you, so Medicare Annual Enrollment is on the horizon. It's on a lot of our minds. So talk to us about some key dates we need to be aware of.
Sure. So October 15th to December 7th is the time of year when folks that are on Medicare, whether Medicare Advantage, a prescription drug plan, or original Medicare, have the option to make plan choices for January 1st of the following year. And it lets them change to a new Medicare Advantage drug plan or prescription drug plan, or keep the plan they have if they're happy with it.
Okay. So that leads into a big question about that auto, what do they call it, the auto renew?
Yeah.
This is not the year to let us auto renew, right?
No, what we find is that a lot of people that get that new letter saying what their new benefits are, they're like, oh, well, hey, that's been good, and they just kind of toss it in the trash. This year there's a lot of changes going on, and unfortunately we if you don't look at those changes and you wait until January, it may be too late to make a move. So if ever there was a year to read that letter, get with an agent, sit down and look at your personal situation, this would be it.
All right, so what are the best ways for people to address these changes?
Well, I think
obviously sitting down with talking to you guys, but
yeah, well, that's it for sure. But I think two things happen. Number one, your plan may change, but your needs may change as well.
Yeah.
So you may have been healthy this year, not so much this year. So it's really important to meet with an agent, someone like Steve, one-on-one, who will really look at you and talk about your personal needs. And does that plan you've had fit you now?
Yeah. Big word that he just used, change. A
lot of it.
Yes, a lot of life happens, right? And a lot of times it's not a bad thing. But talk to us about the positive changes with this.
Yeah, there are a lot of changes in general, but some main positive ones are the coverage gap, otherwise known as a donut hole. That's actually going away for 2025.
Okay.
So it's going to save folks $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 a year in prescription drug coverage costs to get to that, what was known as the coverage gap, and it's going to be capped at $2,000. So it's going to save folks a tremendous amount of money. And then on top of that, if they can't afford the $2,000 up front or during the year, there's going to be a payment plan. It's called PM3, and it's going to spread those payments across their plan, and they could set up payments along those lines to help them out with costs.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I love the name Core. You guys sit down with individuals, you answer their questions. This can be complicated, and we need all the help we can get with complicated paperwork.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to, and maybe I'm not saying this right, fees.
Yes.
Like how does all that work?
Well, it's a surprise to a lot of folks, but we don't have fees. So what we do is a service to our customers. So it doesn't cost anything at all to sit down with us and talk about your plan. So that's number one positive. And it's really easy to do. We'll meet you where you want to be met. And so you can go to our website, and there's speak with an agent. You can fill out a form, and a local agent will call you. You've got the 800 number at the bottom of your screen. You can call that number and we can get you in touch with a local agent. But the beauty is we'll come to your home at your time and sit down with you and take as much time as necessary so that when we leave, you're comfortable that you're in the right plan for your needs at that moment in time.
That's what we want to hear. Steve and Mark, we appreciate you guys.